Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to my press conference. Going to take a look at the side at the moment. Another week of buys gone. Another fairly mediocre week from Shorty. I'll take a look at the numbers right now. But it was tough and it was always going to be tough. Looking at my side with a few things thrown in the works in terms of selection and guys not coming back. I was probably looking at the bare minimum as it is, and then couple of things didn't go my way at the selection table, and all of a sudden I really had to trade to get my way out of what was potentially looking at 14 or 15 worst case scenario. So I can't even remember what I got up to. It was one of those weeks where it was just, it's not going to be good. Make the trades and check it on Monday. You guys know I don't check it super frequently anyway, but I can honestly say I didn't check a score from the first bounce to the last. So I checked Tommy Mitchell. That was the one that I did check just for the vice captain loophole. So that was all. But as you can see, 1681, not impressive. I was anticipating falling a little bit further. As I said last week, ideally I wanted to move up each and every week, even if it was just marginal, but I've gone the other way. So I'm about break even through the buys in terms of rankings. So this last week will really be interesting. I've really got to make a reasonable play and have a decent week, but it wasn't great for me on this occasion. Could have been worse, but it wasn't ideal. So look, as you can see, Rice got injured. There was no Murphy, no Laird. The forward line was the one that killed me. Obviously, my ruckmen were out, and I didn't have too much coverage for Walters or Smith. Ryan didn't go well, and Henry went poorly. So there was some obvious concerns there. Scoring-wise, most of my guys went okay. Not great, okay. Simpson was a good trade-in. I got him in. What else did I do? I think I had to scrap to just try and find something. I bought Liam Ryan in for Petrarca, was the one who made way. If the buy wasn't around, I would have kept Petrarca, but I just lost frustration and the pressure that was on for me to make a move, considering the fact that I was facing so many zeros. My hand was forced. And I may have done... So I only got 9 trades left. So it's getting a bit intense. I must have made another trade somewhere, which I can't quite remember what it was. Oh yes, Giro came in for Spargo, I think. So just to free up a bit of coin. So here's hoping next week is better. So here is a bit of a look at how I'm going to set up next week. Obviously the back line is hit really hard. Canelio should come back, surely. We'll bring Merritt in. One would imagine Ahern would keep his spot. I'd have to say probably Banfield's the one on the chopping block. He's done alright. He's got his weight over 300. It's taken him a while, but he's over 300k now. That's good. So a couple of things that I'll talk about once I swap these guys in. Again, my back is up against the wall. In a perfect world, you field 20 odd at this stage. It's the final buy rounds. We should be able to get to that beautiful situation where we can afford to have 2 crappy scores and they get cancelled out because we only have to field 18. But I'm not sure I'll have that luxury. I'll just add it up now. So obviously, if Ridley comes back, look, let's think about it if Ridley doesn't come back, because that's probably more likely. 3 zeros, 3 zeros, and a 0 here. Ryan surely keeps his spot. So that's concerning from the get-go. You're looking at potentially 7. Now, I'm thinking Hurley will come in for Rice, which I will be able to do. Obviously, I've got a bit of coin in the bank there. So that will remove one of the zeros. We're back down to 6, call it. Banfield, I would say... Look, Rice, Banfield and Henry will be the guys to make way. Put it that way. Whether Banfield is the upgrade or the downgrade, I'm not too sure. that'll obviously be decided by the fact. Well, yeah, it's tough. They could both be downgrades. You never know, because I'd like to think my midfield is complete. Obviously, there's a few guys who aren't setting the world on fire. You've got Merritt and Crouch who are just scratching for form. But on paper, I believe they are premiums. So by that way of thought, you'd think you'd downgrade Banfield and upgrade Henry. But again, the forward line has just wrecked me. It has really hurt my brain for much of this season, just trying to identify exactly who I want. But I think this man just has to come into my side. Gray's at 500k. If we do a quick little bit of calculation, 460, so what's Rice? I'm going to need 226. That'll leave me with 136 in the bank. Call Henry 442, so that'll leave me only needing about 60 odd K to get to Gray, and I have Banfield downgrade up the sleeve. So I'll be able to do it. I'll be able to trade out, say, Rice for Hurley, Banfield for Rookie, and Henry for Gray, and that will leave me with about 160, 170k, if my calculations are right. About that, probably maybe 140, 150. I won't break out the calculator right now, but that'll be about what I'm looking at. So yeah, and even so, if I were to do that, let's hope Ridley plays. We can call it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we should hopefully be all sweet there, and I'll field 18. So I'm scrapping around. I'm really scrapping around because, you know, I'm not going to have anyone coming back naturally. I'm going to have to catch these zeros up manually and try and do it via the trade. And I'm going to be down to 6 trades. It's concerning, but in theory, again, my backline will be theoretically complete, as will my midfield. My rucks have been like that for some time. And then in theory, I would need one more forward line spot and wouldn't need to downgrade, because I'd have the 140 or 150k, and that'll be Guelphy quite easily. He'll easily be able to get up to 3, 10, 20, 30k. He'll be able to get me and reach me towards the 500k mark. So basically, all in all, will be 14 rounds gone. I'd like to think that I will have a complete side with 5 trades left. Who that last forward is, I'm not 100% sure, but that's the plan. To get to a complete team, obviously the term complete comes down to form. You know, I'm pleased that it's a capable team. Once I do those final few trades, I'll have 8 or 9 rounds with a team where I have guys who are hitting the field that I realistically expect to score 100. And hopefully that's ahead of the curve of some others. Obviously there'll be people who have traded just as well or better than me, but equally I think I will have beaten a few people to that completed team, and I think I've traded fairly wisely. So 5 trades will leave me with 5 emergency trades. You know, if I get late in the season and I haven't been hit with injury, then okay, you can make maybe a luxury trade to a subpar sort of primo to your elite. That might be something I can do come finals time for our leagues. But until now, I've traded like a madman over the last 5 or 6 weeks. I said I'd go hard, and I have. I encourage that to get to this stage quickly. The buys haven't been great. I wish I had have gone a bit better so far. I can make amends with this final week. I'll be crossing my fingers that Ridley can come back and I don't get dealt any crap on selection night. Fingers crossed. Otherwise, if all goes to plan, I think we'll be looking good for the next 2 months. And hopefully, I can have some 2,400 plus scores and we should be laughing. But we'll see how we go. Anyway, hopefully you guys went well. Hopefully you sided a win on the weekend, unless you're a Tigers fan. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.